Okay, good morning, real life traders. Good morning, everybody on YouTube who might be watching the live stream. Hope everybody had a great weekend. It's a beautiful day here in Canada. So I'm back in Canada after having gone back to Connecticut late last week. So I drove back to Canada yesterday. I'll be here for the next few weeks, but beautiful day here today after we got a crazy, I don't know if there's anybody here in the room who's from Ontario, but wow, we had a crazy storm come through last night. Hey, Rock, good morning. Anyway, insane storm that came through. Light show like you would not imagine. But anyway, okay, so markets, let's talk about what's going on. So Friday, just give me a one if everybody can see my screen. I've got the six charts up there of the overall markets. Great. Thanks, Jay. Appreciate it. Chris, thank you. Okay, so Friday, I said, and you could go back and watch the replay if you want, but said I wouldn't be surprised if we traded up initially and then sold off. So look, everybody can be right once in a while, right? So Friday just happened to be my day to actually get some analysis correct. We did just that. We traded up initially and then we rolled over and then we sold off. Wasn't a big shock. I had talked about how after having pushed up for several days, right, we made really strong move here. And then I said, would not be shocking for the markets to just pause, right? So take a breath, pull back a little bit, and then look to go higher. So, and then today we are looking at inside day. So if you look at what we're doing so far, here's on the futures, here on the S&P and on the Qs here, we are just trading right now within Friday's range. So not shocking. And I wouldn't be surprised if if we actually, we pull back a little bit this week, maybe came back down into these moving averages here. This is the 10 and the 20 on the daily charts. So the red line is the 10, the black line is the 20. I wouldn't be surprised if we traded back down into here and then made that. So what I'm looking for is some type of an S curve here, right? So push here, come down, and then go up. But keeping in mind that we are still in a bearish market, right? Everything is still beaten down pretty good. If you look, look at right here on the Qs, right? If I zoom in here a little bit, that's just, I don't even have to go in any further. You can just see, right? That's just, but we are kind of now chopping around here. So, I wouldn't be surprised if we just continue to chop for a little bit. Hopefully we find, we start just continue to make a series of higher highs, higher lows, and pull out this market. But for today, I am just going to anticipate just inside day, which again, we've talked about, means chop to me. So I'm looking at potential chop today, just see if, and it might be a very narrow range on the markets today, which for, anything that we're looking to trade also means chop. But I did actually want to just, I was reading for, things coming up this week, just things to keep in mind. So I was just reading an article. I don't know if does anybody here, are you subscribed to it's called the Morning Brew? Does anybody know that? The Morning Brew? Anyway, there's a newsletter that I subscribe to. It's called the Morning Brew. It's pretty cool. It gives you some insights into all different things, but specifically the markets. But they're talking about, so the Fed meeting. So we have, says the Fed wraps up the meeting on Wednesday. It's expected to announce another interest rate hike to tame inflation. So Wednesday is going to be a critical day. They talk about earnings that more than a third of the S&P is going to be reporting this week, and that includes Microsoft, Apple, Meta, Amazon, Alphabet, and then goes on to talk about economic growth and all that. But anyway, it's important to note that, just make a note that on Wednesday we do have the Fed meeting wrapping up, and then keep an eye out for those earnings coming up. All right, let me change to a different screen. Give me 1 second here, move some things around. Now, again, just real quick, not a whole lot to touch on in terms of the overall markets, right? We're just trading inside of Friday's range. So we'll keep an eye on whether or not we break higher or lower from Friday. My guess is we're probably going to break a little bit lower, but depending, we'll just keep an eye on it. But I don't expect a waterfall if we break. I think we'll just come down here and we'll just find some support off of these moving averages and then just chop around. But then again, it's the markets, and the markets are crazy. Let me go to a new share. Give me a second while I move the chat pane around. Okay. So I'm going to zoom in on everything here, but you can just, if you're looking at my charts right now, all of these, you can see that the green lines are the high and low from Friday for each of these tickers. And we're just trading right within that range right now. But let's go to each one. Let's look at each one individually. Okay. You should be seeing my chart of Tesla right now. Okay, so Friday, traded up here and sold off. This is the daily 100. And if I zoom in a little bit here, these orange lines represent today's, represents the pre-market action. So you can see that we did break a little bit below. So this is the close here. We broke a little bit below, but we're holding, pre-market is holding the close of Thursday's candle here. So again, we're just chopping around within the full range of Friday's candle. If we break below that, we could get back down into this line here is previous support resistance. So if we break below that today, I would be targeting this area here, like the 800, I'm sorry, the 800 level, 792-ish, but with Tesla, let's just call it 800, right? Somewhere in there, 795. NVIDIA. So same thing. We're just, we're within Friday's range. But one thing to note here, we will be keeping an eye on. So in terms of the 10 EMA strategy, if we do open, right? So here's the open on Friday, here's the close. If we do gap below the close of Friday, so even though if we don't clear Friday's candle, if we gap below the close, that would be in play for the 10 EMA strategy. So let me zoom in a little bit here. So right now, if price continues to hold where we are, you can see that we would be gapping below the close here. Okay. So, and actually we did break below. Let me adjust this drawing. I did these lines a little while ago, like an hour ago. So we did break below the low of Friday, and we're back above it now. Well, we're right on it. We're sitting right on it. We're trading right around that, but we'll keep an eye on NVIDIA. But again, if we gap below that close on Friday, or certainly gap below the candle, then NVIDIA will be in play out of the gates. But those of us who trade the funded account, of course, we'll have to wait the first 5 minutes. But I'm not going to be getting into anything right away anyway. By now, especially with this market right now, my approach is just, sit and wait, let the market just kind of settle down for the first 30 minutes, then look for a trade. And as I've mentioned, the back trading I've done seems like all the best setups that I've been seeing for this 10 EMA strategy happen between like 10:15 and 10:45. So no reason not to be patient. Okay, Amazon. Chat pane is quiet. I just want to give me one if you can still hear me. Nobody's posting anything. All right. Thanks, Chris. It's funny. You keep looking at the chat pane and it's like there's nothing. It's like, okay, is everyone, hey, Carrie, how are you? Matt, hey. Had a great session with Carrie on Friday. Okay. So Amazon. And actually, let me make a note here. Sorry, give me 1 second. I just have to make a note off to the side here. Okay. So Amazon Friday. And so what's interesting about Amazon, let's go back. Tesla definitely didn't. Let me just look at NVIDIA real quick. Let me go back to NVIDIA for a brief moment. Okay, no, but Amazon for sure. Check this out. But I just noted on Amazon, I just want to go back and see if I knew Tesla didn't, but here on Amazon, we have a bullish engulfing candle. I mean, I'm sorry, bearish engulfing candle, right? At the top of the move. So we have, this starting here, we have the one, if we, if we're looking to count, right? Off this double bottom. If we look here, we go, okay, well, maybe that's a 1, a 2, a 3, but then we have a bearish engulfing candle at the top of this move. So even if we're not right about the wave count here, we still do have this strong push up here. And now Friday, we put in a bearish engulfing candle. So definitely oh, thanks, Carrie. Appreciate it. Very, very kind of you. And by the way, and Carrie gave me permission. I'm going to mention that I will be posting today something in Slack that Carrie shared with me, and she did give me her permission to share it with everybody in Slack, and it's pretty amazing. She did a great job on it's going to be her trading plan that I'm going to share, and she did an amazing job with it. So I asked her permission, and she said I could share it, and I'm sure everyone here is going to benefit from seeing it because she did a killer job with it. But I'll do that when I get off the mic this morning. But anyway, looking for a pullback here. There's certainly a bearish indication here with a bearish engulfing candle at the top of the move, right? So again, but I'm not expecting a huge pullback. I mean, it makes sense for this to come up here and come back down into this range down here before it starts heading back up. So we don't have far to go to get down. This is the 10 EMA on the daily. Here's the 20. And you have a lot of support down here. This is the 50. So I'm not expecting Amazon to come, raging all the way back, but certainly look for some type of a pullback. Right now, though, if you zoom in here, we are trading within Friday's range. So again, expect some chop. It wouldn't be until you see a breakdown, right, of this. And I think, let me just double check. Am I right? These look like the low 121.35, 121.26. Okay. I know that one of the things I was looking at did have tweezer bottoms, and maybe that was Delta. We'll go back. But anyway, pretty close. I mean, the low of this candle, within pennies of each other. So if we break below that, definitely look for a pullback into this range here. All right. AMD. So just a couple of things to note with AMD. This is the daily 50 right here. Now, again, I use on mine that my 50, 100, and 200 moving averages. I use the simple, not the exponential. I use the exponential moving average on the lower time frame moving averages, the 10 to 20. But on the bigger ones, the 50, 100, 200, I use the simple moving, simple and exponential on these. So again, we are just trading within Friday's range. We're kind of near the low here, and if we do, again, just like I think that was NVIDIA we were talking about, if we got below the close here, that will be in play, right? So we'll be keeping an eye on AMD and NVIDIA to see if those get into play immediately. Just making a note off to the side. Keep an eye on those. But we do have support down in here. Again, I'm not looking for a huge pullback, but it does make sense that we come back here, right? So again, if we're looking at wave counts, this might be 1, 2, 3, and then pull back into here, and then that would be the 4, and then look for a 5. So it could be a couple days here, like maybe today and tomorrow, possibly Wednesday, just slight pullbacks. And again, what I'm going to be looking for, hopefully, are just stair step, right? I don't want to see huge momentum candles. I don't want to see big candles that make that pullback. I just want to see nice controlled pullback to here, and then look for that S curve. Okay, Delta. I think Delta was the one I was looking at. Yeah, so it is. So if you look here, so bearish engulfing candle, right? This body is engulfing the body from Thursday. So you have the engulfing candle, but what's interesting here is the low of Friday's candle, 31.29, and the low of Thursday's candle, 31.29. If we zoom in here a little bit, I know it's hard to see, but there's a lot of support here. I mean, clearly there's some support there because they both have the same low, but we're also looking at, here's the 20 EMA on the daily, here's a 10. So a lot of support there. So if that breaks down though, let me zoom back out a little bit. Not only do we have those moving averages here, but we also have this line that you can just clearly see through here. There is a line of support resistance right here, right? So between these candles here, right here. So previous resistance becomes support. So this is holding. But if that breaks down, we do have this gap to fill right here. So if it does break down, just be aware that that is the gap that could be filled right here. Okay. I'm going to go and look at shop. And if there's any tickers you want me to take a look at, just throw them into the chat pane here. I know shop is not on our 10 EMA list, but it is something that I've been tracking and watching. So shop is just, again, inside day right now, just potentially could open below the close from Friday. But like everything else, just we're trading within the range of Friday's candle. Let's check out Roblox. Now, Roblox could get interesting. Now, so Roblox, not part of the, it's not included in the funded account. So those of you who are trading in the funded account can't trade it, but this is on our 10 EMA list. And if we look here, it is trading. We potentially are gapping down. So the low of Friday's candle here, it's like the low's 38.91, and we are currently trading under that. So that would be if that holds for the next we have 10 minutes until market open. So if that holds for the next 10 minutes, then we will have a retest gap. All right. And then just be aware right here, you have, if you're looking to trade Roblox, you do have, this is the 20 EMA on the daily. And then right here, this light blue line is the 100 simple moving average. See, right there. So you do have some support down here. That also aligns with, if you were to just draw a support resistance line here, right? Just looking left, using these candles all through here. So that would be the area that I would be targeting. So somewhere around the 3780 area. Let's look at Airbnb. So Airbnb just trading within Friday's range right now. Here's the, let me zoom in a little bit here. Not a ton of volume here. You can just see just kind of, random prints. There's nothing, it's not like looking at a regular chart here, right? Just spotty, right? So not a ton of pre-market volume here on Airbnb, and it is going to be trading within Friday's range. Let's take a look at okay. Can everybody see the the scanner that I just pulled into the screen? All right, Stephen, yeah, we'll take a look at Netflix. Can everybody see that scanner? Give me okay, cool. All right. I'm never sure if I drag something into the screen. I just want to make sure that it's there. But not a whole lot. I mean, I was looking here at the gap list, and I went through all these pre-market. I really didn't see anything that jumped out at me. And also I was also looking to see what on the gap down, and so here's the gap downs, here's the gap up. So I was also looking to see which of those is traded in the funded account. I couldn't find really anything that's in the funded account. I was looking. Well, let's see. Twilio was not on there earlier. Let me just take a look at Netflix real quick for Steven Jackson, then we'll go to Twilio. So trading within Friday's range right now. Do have this nice shooting star here, right? So nice move. Of course, Netflix had earnings last week. So nice, strong bullish move here, right? All of this, we do have this kind of shooting star candle. But, if you look here, look at this candle. That's the same exact look, right? And it didn't matter. It just kept going up. So we are trading within Friday's range right now here. So wait and watch it, see if it picks a direction. But again, I wouldn't be shocked if, this right here, right? So same exact candle, it traded lower and then just ripped higher. So just be cautious of that, and watch the market, see what the market's doing. Always keep an eye on that, on the overall markets. LC, Greg Hill was calling out LC. Yeah, LC, I don't see any pre-market. And Greg, I assume that was oh, I just realized Greg Hill was giving me a Lima Charlie. That's funny. I thought you were calling out LC Lending Club. So it's funny because obviously Lima Charlie is Johnny's thing. So when I saw the LC, I was like, LC, well, maybe he's calling out Lending Club. Well, that's funny. So Lima Charlie, nice. And Johnny, I did see he was logging in, so I don't know if he's listening. I'm going to take a look at Twilio real quick. So Twilio, okay. So here's one thing that I'm cautious of. When I see, first of all, there's not a lot of pre-market, right? So yes, it is gapping down, but there's not a lot of pre-market price action here, right? It's very spotty. There's not a lot of volume. Again, my rules say that I have to have a minimum volume of 10,000 shares traded pre-market to be looking to get into it. But I also look at this and go, okay, it's a $10 stock right now. How much lower is it going to go? And yeah, the ATR is 80 cents. That's not bad, right? So that's kind of on the low end of what I'm looking for in terms of ATR. But at $10, right? Where's it going? So I look at, could it go lower? Of course it could. You could probably get a nice trade out of it. But I look at that and I go, okay, I could either spend time, following Twilio and looking and trying to, set up a trade there, or I can find something that is moving better. And I would just rather find something that's moving better. Looks like Roblox just might have just pushed down a little bit more. No, it's still about right where it was. Anyway, I just happened to notice that the percentage on Roblox just came down. So it must have been this big candle right here that just pushed down. Let's see, we have 3 more minutes. Any tickers that you want me to look at before we get to the market open? All right. So WWE gapping up. I just noticed that was not on my list earlier today. Might be worth following. I had read last week that that Vince McMahon is stepping down, right? So the kids are going to end up running the company. So I think he's stepping down as let's see. So there's a bunch of news on this morning. So a lot of news here about Vince McMahon stepping down. It's funny. I went to college with Shane McMahon, and was friendly with him during school. He was from Triple H. Can't save it. Yeah. Yeah. Well, they're from, the McMahons they live in Greenwich, Connecticut, which is just a couple towns away from me. I'm in Westport. So when I was going to college and Shane and I went to school together, we would share rides back and forth between Connecticut. Nice guy. All right, we have 2 more minutes before market open. Again, I am not expecting a whole lot at the market open in terms of getting in anything. Let's just take a quick look here. NVIDIA looks like it just pushed down. Yep, so NVIDIA breaking down. So that is looking, if that holds in the next 1 minute, that will be a bearish retest gap. Right. So we're gapping down below here. All right. I am going to go ahead and end the live stream. I want to thank everybody on YouTube who has been watching this morning. Appreciate you being here. Thank you to all the Real Life Trading members. Those of you watching us on YouTube, come on over to reallifetrading.com. Great community. We are actually having a free week coming up. So you can sign up for the free week and you can experience real life trading, no cost to you, and see what it's like to be part of this amazing community. So thank you for being here.